ETF fans, this is Alex with ETF Action, and for today's daily video, we want to take a look at the growth in funds that track single stocks. There's been a lot of launches over the last year, funds that are tracking NVIDIA or Tesla, either in a leverage capacity or an inverse capacity or a managed volatility capacity. So we thought we'd take a look at those types of funds using the new functionality in the Navigator. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to leave the home page, www.etfaction.com. On the dashboards, we're going to go over to databases in the left-hand side panel, and we're going to use the Navigator. Now, in this tool previously, it's allowed users to set screens and build dashboards similar to what we have in the pre-built ETF dashboards. However, with the most recent deployment of new functionality, now you can actually launch this data and visualize it in charts. So what we're going to do is we're just looking at the standard ETF action classification system. Right now, everything is separated out by asset class. And what we're going to do is we're going to use composite to find our way into single stock funds. So you can see it's up here. From a sorting perspective, this allows me to use drop downs and see the marketplace through the funds, assets, and returns. So for example, we're looking at equity, 1,885 equity funds. And then if I drop it down, it's going to look at composite. It breaks into size and style, sectors and industries, region and countries, themes. So just different ways to change the marketplace, and then ultimately we have it in category. Now I can add any fields from the ETF action classification system into my dropdown to slice and dice the market. But for right now, we're going to look at single stocks. And to do that, I'm going to add composite over here to my screens in my table. So what we're going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and type in EQ single stock. That is how we have it classified in our classification system. I'll hit enter to apply that. And what we can see is it falls into the non-traditional asset class and then single stock composite. You can see we have $14,390,000,000 in assets in this category. Average expense ratio of 1.05%. And then you can see all the flows into this category. So even over the last month, we've seen over $2 billion flow into these ETFs or funds. And if I drop it down one more time to category, I can see we have it broken into non-traditional leverage inverse. That has the bulk of the assets in this category, over 10 billion. Then we have some synthetic income, 30 funds with 4.3 billion tracking it. And we just have one buffer fund. We'll have to take a look at that. If I wanted to look at the specific funds in here on this page, I can drop down one more time. And you can see I can look at all of the funds that fall within these categories and those statistics that follow. Also, to minimize this side panel, I can just click over here. Keep in mind, anything orange on our site is clickable or editable. So if I wanted to click into NVIDIA or any of these other products on the current page, it's going to take me over and launch it into its own frame on the ETF database. It'll let me to do further research. If I want to just pull this whole list into the ETF database and do further research, not just looking at flows and returns, but all the other metrics that we have in our data pack, I can just click on this. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look specifically at the non-traditional and leverage inverse. So it just jumped me from the Navigator to the ETF database. It's pulling all of those leverage and inverse funds in, and now I can see I've got 36 funds to look at. It's those funds that added up to 10 billion. You can see the Granite Shares double long NVIDIA daily ETF is the largest with 4.9 billion, followed by the Direction daily Tesla Bull 2x volatility. So Tesla and NVIDIA are definitely the largest plays here. You can see there are some other stocks. We've got Coin, we've got Amazon, Apple, so some of those FANG stocks, some of those large tech stocks. We've got Google in here, Microsoft, but definitely a lot of Tesla and NVIDIA definitely dominating from a product perspective and a flows perspective. So for the traders out there who may be using these vehicles as plays, in the marketplace, a very quick and easy way to take a look at it. And also, more importantly, for users out there to look at specific areas of the marketplace, yes, we have ways to look at it using our preset dashboards, but now using the presets here, coming back to the charts, I can come back and apply the settings that we just set in the Navigator table. And you can see we are now looking at the data from in here. And if I wanted to break this down into category, I can see we've got 69% of the single stock category is in single stock leverage inverse funds. And then we've got a smaller chunk in synthetic income and a very tiny portion in the buffer. Looking over the last year, which is what we set out at the beginning of this call, you can see in January of 2023, there was only 379 million. And then it's grown dramatically. So now we're at 14 billion from just less than 400 million at the beginning of 2023. So a lot of growth there, especially over the last several months. You can see this in our flows chart. And with that, I'm going to conclude our daily video. I hope everyone has a great weekend, and reach out to team@etfaction.com if you have any questions. And you can always sign up for a free trial account and do a brief demo with one of our sales members by reaching out to team@etfaction.com or creating the account at www.etfaction.com. Take care.